Hey guys, look at that. Buddy heater is operating. Getting a bit chilly. You know that winter is coming, fall is coming, whatever. RV is a mess yet again. What I've done today is I've hooked in a extension 30 amp outlet to the other side of the coach so that when I need to run my Pure Sine Inverter, I can just plug the coach into the Pure Sine Inverter. But upon checking, now I want to show you something. And when it happened, I figured this would be an awesome opportunity for you guys to kind of get an idea of how to test things. This is just your standard household wiring tester, very cheap, maybe $6, something like that. But when I plug it into the outlet, you'll notice that the one red light on the left and one amber light, that tells me there's a problem in the wiring. And when you look at the chart, you guys can see it or not, but I'll read it. For it to be correct, it would be 2 amber, no red. When there's 1 red and 1 amber, it says that the neutral and the hot is reversed, which means the black and the white have been swapped. Now, generally, this isn't a huge issue. It can make things a little funky, put a little extra strain on your converter, but you want it to be right. Now, right now, I'm plugged in with it like that. Everything seems to be fine. You wouldn't even know it. But I don't know what that'll do to my inverter or my converter, battery charger, as time goes on, or sensitive electronics, so I want to change that. Now, the plug that I put in it wasn't a polarized plug, so it was a 50-50 shot of getting it right, but I knew that, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to test it with this. So let's go take a look at how I have it hooked up and how I ran the wires, and then we'll fix this problem. Alright guys, so here is the plug that I put in. You can see right here. Okay, your 30 amp. That's a 50 amp coach with a 30 amp dog bone. And I put this 30 amp plug in. Now what'll happen is when I want to run off the inverter, I'll unplug this plug here and then plug in here. What this is this to my converter and to my battery charger. You don't want to run your battery charger off of your inverter. That'll just drain your batteries right down. So I put in this plastic conduit here, which I'm going to tie up. And I ran that conduit underneath. See the blue? And inside that blue is a 12-3 SJE cord. So it's a 20 amp cord. And that's all you really should need. You don't want to be drawing more than 20 amps, something like this. You'll draw more from your batteries than 20 amps, but that's from the batteries. That's not through this wiring here. That'll be AC power. So I put that in. Looks good, nice and tight. And now I'll show you the other side. Okay guys, so you can see the other side of that blue conduit coming through here. And what that's going to do is it's going to help protect the wires going through. Even though this is a flexible cord, it could probably be just tie wrapped under there without a problem. I figured the conduit would offer some abrasion resistance and just protect the cord. I'd like to do things once, not have to do them again a few months down the road, or a year down the road, or 3 years down the road. Do it once, do it right, go above and beyond. Now, I'm plugged in. I am running right now. I want to show you something. Now, this plug will eventually go right into the inverter that's going to be mounted up on top here. I'm going to either put a shelf or screw it right into the wood up above and put a 1500 watt, 3000 watt peak Pure Sine Inverter. Now, let me show you this. You can see, I don't know how to do this one-handed, but let me plug in. I'm going to plug in our tester into this extension cord and show you what the lights are supposed to look like. As you can see, both amber lights are lit. The red light is off. So that's proper wired. And I'm just going to swap the wires over in the plug here, the black and the white, I'll just swap them. Okay, so you can see here, I opened up the plug, and I'm just going to swap the black and the white. Ground is always ground. Polarity is the black and the white, the neutral and the hot. And maybe an electrician can jump in and ask why there's a difference sometimes, but not all the time. I don't know. But I do know that when I plug in my tester, I want it to test right. I want it to be done right. So now we'll swap those wires and I'll close this back up and we'll be ready to go for when the inverter gets installed. Plug is all assembled. We swap those wires around. Now we'll plug it back into the extension cord and see how it tests inside. One of the other benefits of doing this, having this plug here, is I can plug in shore power right here instead of having to run the wire, the cord to the other side of the rig. Makes it much more convenient for me. All right, let's plug it in and go see what it looks like inside. I tell you, that buddy heater is a great thing to have. If you guys didn't see the previous video where I actually hook it up to the coach's propane tank, you can see the cord there, the hose going into where the water heater is. Check that video out. Maybe I'll put a link in right here. Okay, so here's our tester, and we'll try it again. And look at that. See, 2 amber lights and no red light. That tells me we are wired correctly. It's just one of those little things, guys, that, a little bit of knowledge and a couple bucks, and you can do it the right way. Get yourself a tester. These are very simple. They're plug and play. In fact, they're great to have because a lot of RV parks, things like that, might have it wired wrong right there. You'll be able to stick it in your outlet and know that you're actually hooked into good, clean power. Simple thing. Home Depot, Lowe's, dollar stores probably have them. All right, guys. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and gonna have the rest of my coffee and get this place cleaned up.